ever feel like, let me start the show off with my thoughts, give y'all a little bit of my soliloquy. I don't ever feel as though I'm being done dirty. I've never complained about YouTube shadow banning me or me not coming up or when people subscribe and then it goes off and I have to resubscribe. I don't know. Maybe I just feel so blessed to be able to do what I do every day that I've never ever felt like it was anybody else's fault why I'm not successful. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've always just been super appreciative and I make the best of my situation. Whatever my circumstance is, I fix it. Whatever my circumstance is, I fix it. So if I'm not being recommended, then that means that it's something that I'm doing wrong that YouTube feels as though they can get a better return for their value for somebody else that may be doing something greater than me. That's the way that I look at it. I look at everything as a challenge. I don't look at it like I'm a victim. I don't look at it like I'm a victim. I don't look at it like it's problematic. I look at it like, okay, you know what? Well, what is it about the algorithm? I've never been the type of person that felt as though I had to protest or, go on some kind of big old thing, because what I've learned in business and in corporate America is that you can never bully somebody into doing what you want them to do. I don't. You can never bully somebody into doing what you want them to do. If I get mad at an advertiser, I say you only advertise on white programs. Either it's going to be they lost for not being able to tap into my audience, or they feel as though they're getting the best return for their value. But either way, I can't tell them where to spend their advertising dollars. Now, how I will approach it is I'll say, you know what, if I really want to do business with them, because now I have a choice to make. If I really want to do business with these people, then either I have to create content that will truly add value to their users and allow for them to get value so that when they advertise and they spend their money with me, that they'll really be able to capitalize off of it. Or I could say, you know what, your loss, let me add value into somebody else that will also give me a greater return on what I put out. But my thing is never, ever to hold them accountable. I don't care about what the system is. I'm going to beat the odds. I don't care about why they not pushing out Black content creators. Well, the first thing I got to ask myself is, did I designate myself as a Black content creator? And am I reaching another audience? Because the one thing that I know above all is capitalism is more important than color. Money, the green is more important than black and white. I guarantee you that. I know that for a fact. I know that when you bring in value and money to the table, people don't care about what the color of your skin is. You know what they care about? Whether or not you're going to add value into what it is that they got going on, because they're going to run it up. You know why? Because they're human. They're human like everybody else. We have this misguided narrative that's been fed into us. And this is the reason why we keep on being tribal. We have this misguided narrative that everybody else is smarter than us, that the billionaires are smarter than us, that the millionaires are smarter than us. They're not smarter than you, that the academics are smarter than you, right? That this segment or group of people, they practice this and this is what makes them smarter than you. They're human. They're human just like you. It's imposter syndrome. A lot of us, and this is not even a Black culture thing, this is people that have a certain mindset. This is a cultural norm within people that feel mediocre in the United States of America. You believe that your dollar is not as valuable as their dollar. You believe that the way that you live your life and how you go about raising your family, or your ability to be able to get into the same rooms and extract resources, somehow they're smarter than you, that they can speak the lingo. When I started leveling up in corporate America, you know what I realized? It wasn't even about how smart you was. It was about how wise you were, about whether or not you understood the task, whether or not you understood the circumstances that surround you. That's the true, true way that you can evaluate if you're really moving up or not. It's not about how smart you are and when you leveling up. Steve Jobs proved that to you. Yes, he was a genius when it came to certain aspects of putting together business, but Steve Jobs in no way, shape, or form was the smartest guy in the room when it came to his IQ, when it came to his ability to really be able to do things as a developer. He wasn't the smartest from a technical, like from an academia perspective. Steve Jobs was the wisest. He knew who to put together to do the things that he really wanted to accomplish. And when you divest yourself from this mindset like you don't belong in the room, like you're not smart, you'll start to put down what you think you know and start to make modifications based off of what make the most sense. Even my studio, right? I built the studio. I spent over $100,000 redoing the studio after I built the studio, right? And when I went down to Atlanta and this whole Brian McKnight interview, I gained so much insight, right? Fuck the interview. I gained insight from the process of interviewing Brian McKnight. I met people down in Atlanta that I still keep in touch with, that I do business with, because I said, you know what? This guy is the best at his camera work. Did you see how crispy those cameras was? I said, this guy is the best at what he do from an audio perspective. This guy is the best producer that I can find. And so I hired a team down in Atlanta to shoot the content instead of trying to control it all myself, because I can work to be the best videographer. I can work to be the best audio engineer. I can work to be the best producer, but me understanding what I want and being able to communicate to them and put the right team together created the better product. I didn't have to be the smartest at that thing. I'm the person that needs to do the control the orchestra. I need to have Brian in the best space possible to get the best interview out of him. I needed to put the best people around me. You see what I'm saying? So the interview was a 10 out of 10. The interview was a 10 out of 10. They had the right shadows on me. They had the right color correction. They had the right everything. But it's because I realized that I didn't have to be the greatest at that. I'm the greatest at this. And so we got to stop overthinking it, and we need to start humbling ourselves from the perspective of trying to find out how to put the best thing possible and then how to find the best way to market it. I'm a great marketing guy. I'm a great marketing guy. I know how to monetize. My secret sauce is I know how to get the right product out to the right people. I know when it's going to grow legs. I know what questions to ask, and I know how to market it and monetize it better than anybody else. I don't have to be the best videographer. I don't have to be the best producer. I don't have to be this thing. You know, I look at the Millionaire Morning Show. You know what this is? The Millionaire Morning Show is my muse. This isn't this. I don't even look at this channel in the same way that I used to look at it. I used to look at the Millionaire Morning Show as, man, I'm going to build this network and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And so I had all these big plans. And I realized that that's what Room 9 is. Room 9 is the play. The Millionaire Morning Show is for me to rant. Now, this is where I can come and get off all of my thoughts and talk about everything that I want to talk about in popular culture. And so that's what I use it for. The Darth Anton channel, that's where you get to see a behind the scenes look of what my life is like. The Room 9 channel is morphing into being something completely different. The Millionaire Morning Show, this is where I can come to address everybody that I don't like. This is where I can come and talk about all of the political stuff in real time that I don't really care for. This is the channel that I'm use as a muse for all of the things that I don't necessarily care for or the things that I actually want to champion. But I couldn't learn that. I couldn't understand that. I couldn't change that until I started being open to growing, open to understanding, learning from other people, leveraging my mentors. And I love it. I love how I've segmented different things for, what I do. I did, Trill Mercy. Says facts. You showed us in the Patreon for steps for content creators. I'm really starting to use those steps to grow my page. This is my outlet. I can come and get my thoughts off. So all I'm saying is you guys have to stop trying to be the smartest. Start trying to be the wisest. The wise person is the person that get all of the money. The smart person is the person that's sitting there trying to prove to everybody how smart they are.